there's a bit more tension in. Normally walking on a Friday night and it's well-natured and there's good humour around. Happy Chief is no longer in operation.
No,
and
always happy.
And the Lone Wolf looks at an all-time low. An all-time low, the Lone Wolf. And poor old Damo's got battered around the ears, but I thought did very nicely in the first hour.
Awesome.
It doesn't feel like the normal vibe that you want to do on a Friday. You two okay?
We're not used to seeing you, Duke. You've sort of been operating on this 1 week on, 1 week off basis.
No, that is exactly the reason we're a bit down, because Chief and I just both looked at each other and we said, who's walking in tonight at 7?
Well, we saw Hammer a moment ago and thought, he was calling
I thought Mark Dorn was going to wander in or someone. I just didn't know. It was a dead set raffle who was going to take that chair tonight.
Maxie's not going to come in.
Well, you said Jason Bennett might have
Jason Bennett, that bloke who found the stuff in the, what was his name? Dylan Howard, I thought. The dead set raffle who sits next to you tonight.
Is everything right in the back row?
Sniffing out the back?
Well, I don't know, Duke, is the answer to the question.
What was the question?
There's been tension with Garry and Chief now for quite some time.
There has been.
It seems to have boiled over.
I think you're right.
Between who?
You and the Lone Wolf.
We're the two tightest in the whole box.
Because we're here week in, week out.
Because we spend a lot of time together.
Well, in that case...
we're contracted to.
Well, if you're still tight, Garry, Jason is therefore not aware of what your club has done this week by approaching his coach.
That is a good point.
You know what I find really interesting?
Body language.
He's shifted in his seat.
There is a body language shift.
Just drifted a touch.
Some bristle.
I might have to Jack to step out for a minute. And you know I'm not talking about the coaching, so you can say what you want.
Comment.
But what you do know is when you are on the inside of a joint, Jim, and you know this, and Chief Duke wouldn't because he hasn't quite had a crack yet. But anyway, when you are on the inside, you know exactly what's going on. Yes. So what I've had great enjoyment, one of the few pleasurable things in the last 2 weeks is sitting back and listening and watching from people outside having their opinions and saying or putting forward what they think's happening. And it's a really fascinating insight into how they operate.
And not nicely attempted diverting the.
Well, not diverting, because you know I'm not talking about coaching. So what do you want me to do? Sit here and just?
No, it's just a good observation you've made there, Gary.
Mate, it's a fascinating observation.
What I will do then, I'll say that what you are doing is certainly at the very least bumping up the price that Hawthorn is going to have to pay to keep Alistair Clarkson. So that's probably the upshot of what is happening at the moment with the fight over Alistair Clarkson services. Because I don't
understand where this bidding war comes from, Damo.
No, well, you probably wouldn't by this stage, Jason, but you will learn that you're going to have to pay more than you've offered him to keep him.
I'll tell you what, Damo. My phone started.
Step forward.
I tell you what, it was, and then in your face.
Yes.
Oh, I'm feeling awkward.
Are we done?
It's awkward.
Now, Warrior, my phone started to run hot yesterday afternoon. The media had apparently got onto this Melbourne offer and all and sundry were ringing, including one person who wrote an article I wasn't too happy with a week or so ago, who was summarily dismissed, a couple of boxes down.
No, we always name names here, so let's
no, we don't. I'm not naming Caro at all. She left a message to call her, which wasn't returned, and then a few others did, and I thought, hang on, something's going on. And then I started to piece together and spoke to a few people that told me what the story was brewing. And for the first time for a long time, I think it's a fantastic show Thursday night, but it's not part of my normal weekly television diet. I thought I'd better tune in and see what crap they're running with tonight. Just needed to see what they were going to say about our footy.
You didn't include me in that, though, did you?
I thought the Wolf will play with the straight bat, as he did.
Thank you.
Your time's coming. So I tuned into the opening, and I thought he'd go bigger, off the top of the show about the Melbourne thing, but it didn't come, so I thought, well, I need to listen to Damo's bit. And so every now and then I'd flick back and listening for the Warrior, and then it came. Oh. And it wasn't as strong as I thought it was. But I think the thing that disappointed me the most, and I say this in good faith because you know I love you blokes, I thought, Damo, you did yourself a disservice.
Why?
Because you have hounded me relentlessly on various issues over the duration, as you do as a very good journalist. On air. Well, on air, you patted his bottom with a wet lettuce leaf and said nothing. You refused to even ask a question.
You know what, though, with that?
You know what, Damo? That was weak.
No, you know what, Jason?
Because
it annoys me now, Garry, just going no comment on everything he gives. And I'm happy to say that. It annoys me because that's all he's going to give. And
all he did, Garry.
And don't think the conversations haven't been had, not just with Garry, but others behind the scenes, as you know.
I hope so.
And as you do know, if I'm going to say something, I go with it for a reason. And I did say that Melbourne had approached Alistair Clarkson, which I'm stating again.
Even Sam nearly
tonight.
fell off his chair. He thought, well, what are you doing not asking him? Because you just accepted it. And Garry, not a great look when you just sit there and giggle.
Well, sorry.
Just passing on the information, take out of it what you will.
Or taking lessons from a man who sat here and done the same thing for the best
I would never profess to give you lessons.
Of 5 years working with you.
I'm just saying, when you snigger like a 5-year-old kid, it's not the best look. That's all. It's just feedback.
What do you want me to say? Stern and austere like you? No comment.
No, you got to go with your own style, mate. And if giggling's your style, run with it.
Well, we did the previous week, and you get the no comment, Jace. So it's not good TV.
Chief,
I've seen you hound people better than that, Damo.
Well, the bottom line is, and the very, very clearly stated reason that I don't sit on a board like you do and work in the media is because the past 2 weeks has absolutely crystallised that for me beyond any doubt in the world, because you are compromised to the back teeth, and it is totally incompatible with the job I do here now.
Well,
today.
we disagree on that too.
Well, okay. Well, hey, I'm stating, and
yep.
It is totally incompatible with the job I do here tonight and doing that job at a footy club, and that is why it'll be a short-term thing from my point of view.
That's okay.
Apart from that, all's well, Jim.
Oh, no, going well, beautifully. That's what he said. There was
a little bit of extra tension.
Just extra tension.
Not at all.